special week around here. There has been an event in planning for quite some time with myself and some of my nieces and my sisters. And this week it was finally time to host our very first annual Frocktails party. And I am so excited to share all the prep I did leading up to it and of course the party itself. I will talk more about what exactly a Frocktails party even is. If you don't know what it is, I find that most people do not. And exactly why I wanted to host one in the first place. But first, I wanted to show you guys how I was trying to make this event special, but of course not being wasteful and not spending a ton. So I have thrifted these beautiful tablecloths and also some yardage in the past throughout different times. All of the tablecloths I used were thrifted, and so I wanted to just quickly go through and make a few tablecloths for each table that would be budget friendly, not wasteful. We could use the fabric again and would just make it overall a cozy, fun vibe for the party. You guys know that I love to talk a lot about learning new things and trying new things on this channel, one of which is sewing. And one of the best ways to learn how to sew and learn all kinds of things is with today's video sponsor, Craftsy. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. Craftsy has over 2,000 classes in things like crocheting, knitting, quilting, sewing that are all easy to follow, broken down, and provide step-by-step demonstrations. You guys know that I love to sew, and something I have been wanting to learn more about is pattern making, and I have loved taking so many of the pattern making classes on Craftsy. The instructors are friendly and they know so much. I've learned about slopers and necklines and armholes, and this has been so beneficial to me. Craftsy is also always adding new classes to keep you coming back for more and help you stay inspired. There's just so much joy in creating something truly one of a kind with your own two hands. I have loved learning more about sewing, and I know that you guys will love learning more about your favorite craft too. So if you are ready to give Craftsy a try, the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. Thanks again to Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. A Frocktails party is a gathering for sewists to socialize and show off a dress they have made. There are Frocktails parties all over the United States, and they are typically something that is thrown by an entity at like an event venue where you would buy a ticket, and then all of the attendees sew a dress, and typically there's a runway and you can show off the garment that you have made. I have always wanted to go to the New York City Frocktails. If you are active in like the sewing community on Instagram at all, then you have heard of and probably seen some people go to the New York City event. I have just never been able to make the logistics work, and this year I looked at my calendar, I felt like it was going to work, but when it came down to actually booking the trip and buying the ticket and getting ready, I decided that it would be so much more fun for more people and significantly cheaper to just host my own Frocktails theme party. So that is how this idea was born. And I have some nieces who love a party just as much as I do. And we absolutely ran with this idea and found ourselves getting so excited for it. We hatched this idea around the beginning of July and basically haven't stopped talking about it since. We made invites, we made plans, we picked a theme. We invited so many of our friends. which was so special. I didn't know about how the logistics of a sewing related party would work because most people don't sew, and I know that. And I was just so impressed by how many people sewed a dress just for this event. We had so many people who sewed garments for the very first time, and their garments were incredible. The amount of talent was truly inspiring. I feel like I have walked away with so many ideas for dresses and just feeling so inspired by how talented some true beginners were at this event. I do want to share more about the event itself with you guys, but first I want to share with you how I prep throughout the week. We started by giving our patio a really good clean. We got the dead herb pots off of the patio. I scrubbed down the tables. I even pressure washed the concrete. We just wanted to get it really clean and looking 100%. And then the bulk of our prep was towards the end of the week because we decided to make our Frock Tales party a dinner party. And so a lot of that prep could not happen until pretty much right before the event. So I did all the things that could happen early in the week on like Monday or Tuesday. And then I started on cooking and last minute decor on Thursday. And the event was on a Friday. I dedicated my entire Thursday to making 5 whole chickens, all in the Instant Pot. And then while each chicken was cooking, I started working on a balloon arch. Our theme for our event this year was fruit themed. And so we wanted a fun fruit themed balloon arch. And then all of our food was fruit themed as well. So we decided to do shredded chicken tacos with a pineapple pico de gallo and then all kinds of other fun toppings as well. And then we also did a strawberry salsa, which you'll see me assemble in a second. But if it looks like all I did this day was go back and forth from the kitchen to the living room to make a chicken, then blow up balloons, that's because that is exactly what I did. We had so much fun this day. It felt really productive, but was really easy. And I just love being able to get a lot of this done and out of the way before the day of the party. Hosting people in my home has been something recently that has been really special to me. In the past, I would have said that I don't like hosting, that I actually would have said that I hate it because I've always worried that people were not having fun or didn't like the food. And I think I just found it stressful. And this year it took on a whole new meaning for me, not because I tried or anything. I think I just got thrown into doing it more often this year. And I've learned to really love it and really find a lot of meaning in it. I just love the idea that we have the blessing of a home, which is a wonderful blessing that we get to care for, and that we can invite other people into that space to enjoy a nice meal, feel comfortable and cared for and listened to, and in this case, around people who are fun to be around. I just think there's a lot of value in that. And I think that we live in a world where people long for community, but don't know how to do it. And I can't say that I know how to do it perfectly, but I know that community and having a good, strong community, we know that that's important. And we know that that starts with actually seeing each other. So I have found meaning in being the person and having the home to facilitate ways for people to meet up and enjoy each other's company and ultimately be in community with one another. I say all of that, and to be truthful with you guys, I had no idea how this event would go whenever we first hatched the idea. I am very aware that not many people sew. Most people don't even own a sewing machine. So an invite to a party with the assignment of sewing a dress attached to it is a rather large ask for most people. Now, granted, I did also give the option to just make a dessert or just come out and enjoy company, but I found that so many people welcomed the excuse, the deadline, the push to finally do something that they had been wanting to do for a long time. I got told that by multiple people, that this motivated them to sew, it inspired them to sew. And then at the event, to see the amount of talent, that was inspiring to me, and I know it was inspiring to a lot of other people. During the party itself, everyone showed up, mingled, had a drink, a wonderful time. And then once everyone made their dinner plate, we started doing our version of showing off your dress on the runway. Now, we did not have an actual runway, but each person who sewed a dress got to stand up, show everybody all the hard work that they put in, and then talk about what was challenging with the pattern, if they used a pattern, what kind of fabric they used, how they got their fabric. And it was just so fun to see the creativity. We had dresses that were casual, we had dresses that were bright, we had dresses that were very fancy. My niece used 40 yards of tulle for her dress to make a super flowy, fun skirt. And one girl quilted her own quilt top and then made a dress out of that. It was so fun. By the end of the night, we were already talking about what we wanted next year's Frocktails theme to be. So this is definitely going to be something that we are going to want to do every single year. I think everyone had so much fun throughout making their dresses, showing up, showing them off, and just hanging out and being in community with people. I hope that this video inspires you to host your own fun theme party. If you sew, make it a sewing party. Do your own Frocktails event. If you have no interest in sewing, there are so many fun ways and fun things to gather around. My friend just told me today that her and a few other mom friends are planning a sourdough party. I've seen people do coffee shop Saturdays at their house with a Breville espresso machine. Or you can just invite people over. There isn't a bad way to welcome people into your home and make them feel comfortable. So, as always, I hope this video was inspiring to you guys, and I will see you guys next week.